Okay, I'm going to show a little bit of assembly for the full-size buster. The big thing you want to know is you want to know that there's a screw on the outside that holds the tip to the rest of the sword. Go ahead and I'm going to get this all out. So you just want to start by unscrewing this. Okay, and it's just a screw, and then it will slide out, and it's got a peg in it. So it slides right in to this spot right here. Put additional spots for pegs, but I haven't really needed it. If you need it, just print a couple pegs and it'll help hold it in there. So then after that, you can just slide off the pieces. So we have a couple that are a couple different lengths. So let me just pull all these out. So I have made, let's see, are these about the same? No, these are a little bit short. This one's a little shorter. So if you just print the four deck holder, you'll just need these two, which I've attached them in the 3MF file. And you just, these will be the two that you need. If you go 6 or you go bigger than 6, because the way the system's built, you can add on as many as you want. It's gonna make it unwieldy at some point, but you know, if you do it, it's totally up to you. But as you can see, this one's a little bit longer, and you'll need these two for sure. And then every time you go two deck holders bigger than the 4, you're gonna need to print one of these. It fits perfect in the length of the sword, as you can see, matches. These are just a little bit shorter than that, shorter than a foot length. Let's see. Okay. All right, so yes, you'll need these panels. They just slide in there and they lock with the tip. So as you can see, there are screws here. So same as before. And I only have 2 holding these in right now. I did put a third in there just in case you needed that extra bit. But so this is the piece you're gonna need to print, regardless of the 4 or the 6. This is what attaches to the tip. So again, it's got the holes for the pegs. And then the main thing is it has this outer screw which locks the tip to the sword. But as you can see, it holds 2 decks, and then an extra spot here. And then I don't have them printed in mine, but the playmat holder section, I've added a spot here where there's just a wall that will keep the playmat in place once you have two panels together. So there is a wall that will hold this together. But yeah, so that's pretty much it with that. And then, so yes, so then there's a screw here and a screw there. And then this, you basically can go infinity with this. So if you want to go 8, 10, FF12 decks, you can. You just have to reprint this piece and, you know, 4 screws to go with it, or nuts. I think at some point it's not a sword. At that point, you're just going to be holding it without holding it by the handle, but that's okay. So then, let me put this down. Let me get these cards out of here. Okay, so this just slots down in here. There are two. See there. There are 2 just screws. And it's the same screw. You just print it twice. And you just go in there. This just slides together. Okay, it's a friction fit. It's pretty nice fit. I'm printing one of these. You can see they're little slightly different colors. One of these were on my Bambu A1, and one was on the P1S. And so off of 2 different printers, they still print or fit pretty good. So the screws are just there to help hold it in place. You could throw some glue in here too if you are worried about, you know, any sort of slippage or breakage. But I think just the friction fit plus the plus the screws will work. And then the handle. So the handle, it prints in a couple pieces here. Let me set this down. So you've got the bottom nut and these 2 pieces. Now, I just made a random design in here to hopefully help with structural integrity so it doesn't bend or break. And with it printing flat like this, all the layers are in the spot where it's gonna bend the most. So you're gonna have the best chance of not having your handle break. If you do, happen to have issues with that, we can do it so where there's a dowel rod. I can make it so like a 1-inch dowel rod or something like that fits in here. And that will help for sure keep it together. But it prints like that. You just put the nut on. Okay, tighten it down, and just screws in there. That's good to go. Yeah, pretty sick, honestly. I've been keeping it as just the 6-deck version, because it looks a little bit better than the 4. The 4 is just a little short, but I think 6 is probably perfect. You could go 8, like I said, or more, but I think these are about like half a kilogram per panel. Again, this is pretty sturdy, I think. Obviously, decks are gonna be weighted in there. But I would say just, try it out first with, you know, one deck, a couple decks, make sure things are printed the way they should be. You know, if you need to add glue or whatever, go ahead and do that, or reprint a section, add more infill. That's also always a move. It's a little tricky to show them on the table. This is what I have in my office, so. There's only one way it fits on, so you kind of have to have it lined up right and at the right spot. There it is. But again, pretty easy. And again, if you wanted to add another another one of these panels, you can extend it. You could also use the part that goes for the tip as well. You're just gonna have this circle on the outside that's gonna cause problems, or make it not look as clean, rather. Okay. And then again, it's really just these two things holding it in. It's the screw part, and then this to keep it from flapping open. Goes in. Okay. Again, the only thing, you know, if you put, you know, maybe two play mats in here, that'll be the only weight that's going to really fall on the tip. The deck boxes, there's a wall here, so it's not going to, you know, it's not going to push on the tip. But if you had a play mat in here, it was a little loose. I could see it pushing on the end of the tip and popping it out. But again, I don't know how much you're going to be waving this thing around. I mean, you can. You know, it's up to you, but I think you're going to have more problems with the handle breaking if you try to put too much stuff on the end of the tip, or put 6 decks in it. I mean, you're gonna have to probably hold it a little differently than you would. So yeah.